So could be you feel that as a breadwinner, you're not doing much to provide for your family, but you are able to put a meal on the table, you're able to pay rent and meet some other needs that are necessary, then you don't need to stress yourself too much that you're not doing enough. You need to, even you need to appreciate yourself, the fact that you're trying. Yeah. So, and your wife, or if maybe the wife is a breadwinner and the husband doesn't have a job, or vice versa, you just need to cheer them up, encourage them, support them, so that they may get even more, they may get more strength to be able to work harder. And it is also important for the person who is not working in the family, not to demand much from the person who is hustling, or rather working, because this may make them feel very low, and feel like they are not doing enough. You just need to encourage them and not bother them and wanting unnecessary things. You actually say, self-care is even about focusing more on your needs rather than wants, because sometimes you find yourself comparing with maybe a friend or a family member who is better than you and they are well up. You forget that we cannot all be the same, and for you to prosper in life, you have to begin somewhere. Even these people that you see have made it in life, just wake up, with money. They began somewhere. So you live each day as it comes, and let God be your guide, and he will provide for you. Bible tells us in the book of Luke that do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will take care of itself. We also have the book of Matthew that talks about God feeding the birds of the air. So why should you worry? And you can talk to God about it. He said that you receive because you do not ask. So you need to talk to God, and he knows you're already working. He knows your needs. So you just need to do what you're able to do, and let God work the rest for you. But you don't need to stress about it. Live each day as it comes, and be thankful. At least you're able to provide. You have the strength to be able even to search for more. You're not weak and depending on others. Okay. Yeah. And that's also the issue of comparison. I remember one time, my my ex, years back, he bought me a smartphone. And my neighbor, whom I used to admire, she was married, and I, being a single parent, the challenges that come being a single parent, though I was working, but I wasn't earning much. So this lady that I look up to, and I'm like, wow, I love and I admire how this man provides for this woman, and she looks, she's glowing, she looks okay. So my guy bought me a smartphone. Those days, a G-Tide, huh? It was the in thing. So this woman was using a Kabambe. And the funny thing, she came to tell me what she told the husband. So she went to the hubby and she was like, "Hey, Baba Flani, huh? Joy's boyfriend bought her a smartphone, and I'm here using a Kabambe. If a boyfriend can afford to buy her girlfriend a smartphone, why not you, and yet you're my husband?" And you know what the husband told her? "Go and tell the boyfriend, Joy's boyfriend, to buy you one." So they disagreed, and actually it took them days before they could speak to each other because of her stupidness. In fact, I just laughed about it, and I went, in my mind, I'm like, you must be very stupid, you're unappreciative. How dare you compare yourself with me? Your husband is already doing enough for you. In fact, I admire how you live. And this someone who is just, they're taking for granted the person they are, and even stressing them the more. They make them feel like they're not doing enough. That is wrong. And we have so many people in marriages that are doing this. You don't appreciate what your wife or your husband is doing. Yeah. You come from work, you find her, you find that some things that maybe clothes have not been ironed, and you're there, asking your wife, "What have you been doing?" Or you're watching Afro cinema, or is that DJ Afro? Seriously, you need to appreciate the fact that this woman does a lot in the house. She washes your clothes, she feeds the kids. she has so, by the housewives have a lot of things, have do a lot of things, so you need to to appreciate them and thank them for what they are doing. Tomorrow is another day. Okay, so it is not right to compare yourself with someone else. It will cause you frustration because you feel like you are lesser being and they are better than you. People are not the same, and I'll repeat that again. Accept yourself as you are. Save yourself the stress, the heartaches, and the headaches. Save yourself unnecessary stress. We have people as well who want to do things because someone else is doing it. You imitate others, which is not right. um Haman said that Haman Melville, he said that it is better to fail in originality than succeed in imitation. So if you're doing something because someone else is doing it, and probably you don't have experience and they are experienced, they have studied about it, probably they have a degree or a master's in it, and you, because you find them prosperous, you want to do the same. You may end up hurting yourself the more, because their business is doing so well, but you, as because you are imitating them and you're copying them, it doesn't end up well. So it stresses you, and you find yourself as a failure. So just do your thing, do what you're good at, which you'll end up doing so well without having to pressure yourself. And um and and, and let just live each day as it comes. There's a song there's a song, a Kiembu song, that is sung, um namugere kanyo newarere shara nakuko genyo enemowe. Actually, the song means that the rough and the ugly skin behind the frog is a result of is a result of the frog comparing and imitating others. Yeah, I believe so many of you have heard about that story. So, story for another day. It's not good to compare yourself with people. It is very wrong to imitate other people. You're only doing yourself more harm than good. And it is also good to know that when you're true to yourself, you've worked on your inner being, you attract the right people, people who are meant to be in your life. When you're doing your thing, just being you, people will want to connect with you, even to come in your life and make it even better. Probably they have noticed something that needs to be worked on. Yeah, you will attract even destiny helpers. Yeah, other than trying to live a life to impress others, you end up embarrassed and even locking yourself up, or even isolating yourself, because it doesn't end up well. So you also attract a spouse depending on how you work on your inner self. Because if you have issues within you, you have stress and unresolved issues, you have bitterness and grudges, you're not able to relate with someone. But if you have healed, you find that you attract someone, you talk nicely, yeah, you look glow, you glow, you look attractive, so you can handle someone's flaws. Actually, someone who has healed is an ideal partner, an ideal spouse, because they have dealt with themselves, and they can deal and handle your mood swings. And it is easier to identify a person who has a good heart, because it shows from how they talk and how they respond. You may also want to focus on your needs, as I said, and not wants, to save yourself the heartaches. Um, Sometimes we focus so much on our outlook and forget that our soul needs repair. So let's focus more on working on our inner self. It becomes easier even for people to want to hang around you when you have healed in you. So how you relate with people at work, and even in your marriage and relationships, they just, things just flow, because you're just at peace with yourself. You will also find that when you have worked on your inner soul, you attract constructive friends, friends that can help you grow and get to another level, or even help you become a better person in life, or take you to where you're meant to be. um Actually, what you need to do so that you end up being uh, at peace with yourself and relating well with people. So what you need to do, you may need to share whatever is bothering you with a trusted partner, maybe a friend, a close friend, probably a family member, or even a counselor or a spiritual source, your pastor, or someone that nurtures you, a mentor. You may need to share whatever is bothering you so that you can work on it. If it's a family issue, so a relationship issue, you may want to talk to your spouse first. If it doesn't work, then that's when you move to a family member or a counselor. And also you need to read maybe inspiring books and listen to good music that is their music. We have a lot of music that heal our soul. When you listen to those beats, they just suit you. Those are the things you need to do. There are people that love going to vacations. Others just want some quiet time alone, like me. I love just being on my own, no one around me, no noise. I just meditate, and it helps me rediscover myself and find my path. You will also need to observe a healthy dietary, eating a balanced diet and taking lots of water. I know of people that when they're angry because your partner is offended you, you don't want to eat. If you're married and you're denying yourself food because of your spouse, you're angry with your spouse, you get you get weak, you look weary, your skin looks old like that of an old granny, and they'll not even, you look unattractive, because you're even dull, you're making faces, you look at them in a very bad way. And you know what happens when you refuse to eat and just look jovial? This person will run away from you, and mostly men will do that. If you're always gloomy, you don't want even to talk about it, they will go. And you know where they go to? Men love going where clubs are many, so they'll find themselves in the company of the pangwa candles and what do you call the takeaways, and they really know how to treat them well. So before you know it, with your moods and your dull face, you have lost them. Then you hit into depression. So you need to take care of your soul, take care of yourself, and love yourself in order to be loved by others. You cannot hate on yourself with bitterness and so many things and expect to love someone else, or expect to be loved. Love yourself so that someone can love you. Make yourself attractive, make yourself approachable. We have people that even within the hood, you're so dull because you feel that, oh, I'm living in a single room, I'm living in a bed sitter, oh, I don't have the best seats in the house and my neighbor has, so you don't want even people to visit you, you don't even interact with them outside, and they are afraid of even talking to you. You're the kind of person that hata usalimii watu, mnapitana tu hivi, you forget this person, you will need them. God forbid. There are times, and it happened to me once, that my neighbor, felt that they had it all, and they could no longer say hi to me. So one day, their son got sick in the middle of the night, and guess who she came? She knocked at her next door neighbor, whom she was talking to. They never responded, but the good me, I was quick to respond, and then the next day I had an early morning to work, but I it's just in me, helping. So I took her to the hospital, and the son had actually, he had fainted. So we went to the hospital, we spent some hours there, and from that time she learned her lesson. So you need to relate well with people. Don't be that person who can't even say hi. One time you will need them, and it will be shameful because you don't even know how to approach them. Yeah, so you need to work on yourself, be friendly, cheka na watu, wacha kukaa gloomy, welcome people. I'm not saying welcome everyone, at least be social, okay? Don't lock yourself and isolate yourself because of things are not working well for you. You're only making it worse, and you end up hurting the wrong people and venting on the wrong people. So just be you, work on your inner soul. You need to heal. There's much more to life than just being negative, and feeling pity upon yourself. And maybe you feel that you want to do a certain project, and you don't know how to go about it, and it bothers you so much, so you hate on yourself. You feel that you're not able to make it in life. You may need to go to for further studies or vocational training if you're not able to go maybe to university. You may need to also seek people who are better in that in the project that you want to do. You could maybe get them, talk to them, approach them in a good way, and like maybe if you love being in a spa, you can go and talk to someone. There are people willing to help you, you know, learn practically, and then maybe you can do your own, you can open your own salon. So that's just an example. So you need to, if you feel you want something, don't lock yourself because you don't know how to do it. Find someone that can help you do that, do or start that thing. You also need to cut energy drainers. I was looking at a post for one of my mentors, and she mentioned about genuine enemies. Who? And so many are our genuine enemies. You have friends that, you know, they are just there. They don't support you if they are, maybe they are able to support, but they will not want to support you because they feel you will do better than them. We have those that are not able to support you, but they will not tell you anything constructive. They just give irrelevant stories, you know, and they just sneer at you when you share about the good news in your life and the things that are working well for you. They just sneer and they just want to backbite and gossip, you know. They're just there. They don't help you in any way. These are, I call them energy suckers because they drain and suck the energy in you. They just want you to remain, you know, stagnant. And there are others even who take advantage of you. They only want you, and they, you know, they need you to help them, but they will never help you in any way. You need to stay away from such friends, and of course people with negative attitude. They can make you remain stuck. Okay, and by the time you come to discover yourself, you've wasted your time. You've wasted too much time. You also, on the issue of company, you need to check who you spend most of the time with, because if you're the kind that spend time with drunkards, or even you spend time with friends that take drugs, they cannot impact you positively. So you find that you waste so much time doing some weird stuff, and whereas you could have worked on yourself, being and be someone, and maybe have a good job, you know, but you end up, you know, taking drugs and drinking alcohol. You end up in prostitution and some other crazy things that people do. So you need to check on yourself. Whom do you hang around with? Because by the time you come to rediscover yourself, you've messed yourself so much. Others don't even make it. They have gone beyond repair. And even on the issue of relationships, I talked of people who jump from one relation to another. You need to work on yourself. Don't jump to another, don't be quick to jump in another relationship with the baggage that you got from your previous. Work on yourself, search yourself, because you find that if you don't work on yourself and you go to a person expecting that they'll take care of you and treat you better, you end up hurting, because every time you go, you maybe after maybe some few months, of course love is in the air, so you don't get to see the bad side of you. But until a disagreement comes or something crops up and you people disagree, the person treats you the way they treat you the way you don't expect, you jump to another. So it is a continuous cycle, and when you're jumping to another, you're heartbreaking this person, so you even inflicting pain in them. Don't be a pain inflictor. Be a person who can build others. So work on your inner being to avoid hurting other people. So this person that jumps from one relation to another, one marriage to another, you find that in the long run, after they have wasted all their time, these are the people that give up in life, and you hear them saying, I have kissed dating game goodbye. We have others who say, I'll never get married. Why? Because you spend so much time wasting on the wrong people, hurting people, instead of sitting yourself down and asking yourself, how come every person I get in touch with, you know, it doesn't end up well? Could I be the problem? And if I am the problem, what can I do about it to make myself better? So until you have fully worked on yourself, then you have accepted yourself and you have forgiven yourself, you don't need to jump in another relationship. And as I wind up, it is good for you to know that the company that you keep determines the kind of a person you get as a spouse and the person you'll be in the future. So you really need to check on who you spend your time with, and you also need to check how you spend your time. What do you do most of the time? Because what you do also contributes to your inner self. And that's all I have for today. In our next session, I'll be talking about bearing one another, which is similar to this topic. And until then, God bless you so much and thank you for your time. Cheers.